back for video 2. 2019, we're doing this. Went out the other day, did the donkey leash review, and caught some donkeys on the blade bait. And I wanted to do a quick video on the blade bait. So we've got this thing here. Hopefully you get a good look at that. This is the Johnson ThinFisher. Come in all kinds of colors. The one I was using the other day, actually, the color was already rubbed off on one side of it. So I'm not sure if the color matters a whole lot. I got a couple different colors today. But it's all about the presentation. The fish right now, it's cold weather. They're down at the bottom. They're looking for these dying bait fish swimming out of these bait balls. So if you can find a bait ball, a lot of times they're round on the graph. Generally means that they're congregated and there's no predator fish around them. The experts are always telling us that if you see it stacked up and cone looking, they're kind of going towards the surface and they're running for safety. And as they're bumping into each other and stuff's happening, then those fish are falling off, and then those big bass, they just can't stand at the bottom. So that's what you're looking for on the graph. And if you see that, you just want to get this ThinFisher thing to vertically fall right down into the fish's face. I love it. I'm just throwing these things as far as I can. And as it hits the water, I do a quick pull. Just like to make sure that the hooks didn't get connected to the blade bait when I was casting it. And I'll pause and I'll pop that thing maybe 2-3 times as it's dropping down 20-30 feet of water. I'm getting maybe 20% of my fish on the actual fall, so it's pretty cool. You give that first kick and the thing falls down, you can see the pulse in the line, or you actually feel the thing, or you go to actually give it another kick and you're setting the hook. So it works out pretty slick. It hits the bottom and you just jig that thing back all the way back to the boat. Another technique is right as it gets close and you've been kind of horizontally fishing it towards you, as soon as it goes to go vertical, it goes to swim back up to the boat. That's when the fish just see it, and then that's like a panic mode. They got to eat it. So the blade bait is working out really good. We're going to go out in the kayak today. I got a bunch of different colors. Like I said, we're going to give it a shot. Wanted to show you the P-line fluorocarbon. I use the Fluoro Clear. I use it as a leader, so I'm kind of a basic dude, all braid on most of my rods, and I tie that different Fluoro Clear on. Today we're going to go 6 pound. I was doing 4 pound with a drop shot. I go up to 20 pound with the big swim baits. Just like to see that because I know the fish can't see it. I don't have to worry about it, and it's just easy to change the different weights depending on the baits that I'm using. Quick fish story, I was out, and I swear setting back, hooked into one. The thing was a monster. The initial hook set was great. Rod's bent over, feeling it. It's just like this big, heavy, dense weight. And well, my trophy bass for 2019 is a Diet Pepsi concrete-filled anchor. So I got it. It's going on the trophy wall. Gonna mount that thing up. And I don't know, man. Sometimes the biggest, best fish are those underwater snags, but I landed mine and I got it to keep. So we're gonna head out in the kayak, and got the kayak, the native kayak. Thing's ready to roll. And I think I got 6 or 7 rods on there, a bunch of different blade baits, and hopefully the fish are gonna react to it. And it'll be another great day fishing. Thanks for watching. It's the guy that I was using. Wanted to show you. Paint's pretty much beat off one side of this thing, but this guy's responsible for about 20 fish or maybe more. A couple days of fishing it, and I don't know, they're like $4. So I wanted to show you, there's that little spot. You can change that little clip. Go front, middle, back. I've just been keeping it middle, standard, and slow retreat. So we're just gonna throw this thing out here, a couple casts, bang it against the bottom, see if we can find some fish. You're looking at the graph here in a little bit, trying to find where the fish are stacked up. All right, we're gonna give this a go. Going GoPro. Nothing really on the graph yet, but this is a section of the lake that I've been finding a bunch of fish stacked up. So we're gonna work this area. We'll pedal around, like I said, until we start to see some fish active on the graph. But we'll work the section as we're searching. Show the first cast. And always make sure that lure's ready. Looking good. First cast of the day. Let's go. There's that first little pop, so I know that the lure's clear of the hooks. 25.5 feet of water. Couple pops on the way down. Make sure they get all the way to the bottom. Wait until I see the line pause. Just pulse it back. And as mentioned, come all the way over vertical. Don't see any fish on the graph, but give it a couple little pops vertical. Lower it back down to the bottom each time, and then you actually can start to see the jig itself right in your graph when you get underneath it. And you see there, as we're drifting over my own jig, you see one of those bait balls with some bait fish possibly swimming around. Natural structure. Largemouth are loving the structure, so I know there's always a big anchor on the bottom of those 5-mile-an-hour buoys. So I fish around those. There's one. Guess not. That's what happens. No good hook set. Took it, started to swim. Dang it. I really think the camera may have been off for the whole thing. I don't know, we'll see what's on, what's working. But that's what the blade bait did so far. And hopefully the camera was on. If it wasn't, backstory. Felt a pulse, felt a bump. Unfortunately, I said the word GoPro, so sometimes that turns the camera off and it stops it. But if it did record it, you'll see it. The fish pulsed. I was whining about the lure. Not knowing how the quality of the hooks are on a $4 lure, but got it to take it again and grab this dude. So kicking things off, first fish of the morning. It's a solid one, couple pounds, and we'll get it back in the water and try to catch some more. Find a couple more fish. It's one of those kind of right on the fall, like I was talking about. Settles in. Couple head shakes. Get a little feistier when they see the boat. Call that the long line release. This bad boy is working good. Blade bait. That was the perfect one right there. Threw it out, pulsed it. Third pulse right at the bottom, right before it hit the bottom. Fish grabbed it and fished it in. So, doing its job. So that's one where I threw it out there. It's not right. Either I hooked the line or one of the hooks is connected to the blade. So that at first, and then it frees it up. So sometimes you can get it to free up and get it to wiggle. So I always check. See, just pinned right to the top edge. So make sure that thing flutters exactly right. You can feel a distinct difference when it's not hooked up right. So always just check it, send it out. That first flutter, I can tell exactly the feedback I'm getting from the rod. Another one. wish you had a net. Buddy. There you go. Yes. Making room for the blade bait. Ha! That's the fish we want. Pig. Came off! That was a big one. Oh! Dude, you know when a big fish just pulses and then it sits and I don't know if you saw my rod, but that was something. I know I didn't say a word. I was like, come on. Oh, I hate it. No, I was just talking, no big deal. Yeah, it's like, fish on! That's what I should have done. Dang it. Show your ugly face. Yeah, maybe, right? I lost 2 the last like 5 casts. Not too big, so it'll stay on. Little meat. Take them like that all day, right? Oh, dude, you win in a lot of places with 5 of those. He's a chunk. And fishing's terrible. Look at this guy's gut. Oh, short fat. Chunko. Yes. You know they're fat when they're splitting their belly. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret, don't tell them. All right, that's a wrap. I'm gonna head back. Quick and easy, the blade bait. Found some great bass today. Hopefully you guys learned something. Blade bait, I'm telling you, you can throw the thing so far. It's so much fun. Floaters down at the bottom. You can catch the fish, vertical jigging, on the fall, bouncing them across the bottom, anything. Thing seems to work. Excites the fish, that natural predator instinct. It's just they've got to eat it. It looks like this dying bait fish. And it's working really good out here right now. I'm gonna try it different times of the year because, like I said, this thing's pretty new to me. Just stoked at the reaction that I'm getting and the amount of fish that I'm bringing to the kayak. Mentioned the rod, Akuma, the gear. I can't say enough good things about them. Absolutely amazing. Always talk about the eyewear, the Maui gyms. They're just incredible. You can see down into the water. Get yourself some. These guys got to be safe on the water, so Mustang survival. And yeah, so many people I got to thank every time we make a video like this. It's so much fun. Again, folks, 1 video per week. Hopefully you can learn something from me. I'm learning. I'm just going to share it as I go because just having a blast out here fishing. It's so much fun. We're going to do kayak tour, the Yakka Bass here in California. Going to try to qualify for the national championship. Do something a little bit different and fish some different lakes. But one more more shot of this guy before we go. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Stare off in the distance. Kayak fishing. Crazy good time. On board with Chris. See you next time. This guy wants to go swimming. Thanks, buddy. Being part of the show. Bye. It's good times right there. Put your fish back. Watch him swim back down to the bottom. Thanks, Lawrence. Always showing us where the fish are. Look at that gut. Blade bait is on it. Dude, seriously.